This is a private screen share for the VIP members. This session is a scalping session. We're going to go over a few different things. One is risk management. We always talk about risk management, but we're going to focus mainly on risk management. Also, the thought process going behind any kind of trade that we do, whether it's just a regular trade or a scalp trade. And of course, answering any questions. So once again, if you have any questions, make sure to put it in the chat. And then also, if you have any coins you want me to do, let me know that as well. This is scheduled for about 30 minutes. I have a bunch of stuff that I'm doing, and I've been scalping quite a bit, but let's go ahead and reserve about 30 minutes. Now, if it goes over the time, then great. That just means that we have more questions and more coins to look at. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing that we need to do always is look at Bitcoin. What is Bitcoin doing? That way it can kind of show us what we might do for our trades. And right now so here's a few things. One, we're really close to our all-time high. We've kind of gone over this on the live streams. We're really close to the all-time highs. So the FOMO factor is there. Let's go and put this on a 4-hour. The FOMO factor is there. And we have to be very careful not to be too aggressively bearish, because that could, end up biting us. So let's hide that. Let's hide this and this. All right. So on the 4-hour time frame, we can see, and this is really easy to see in hindsight. When it's actually happening, it's not so easy to see. We do have this level right here that ended up breaking. This is why we always trade level by level. We did break this level, and could we have started to short right here? Sure. I actually prefer to wait for a retest. I like for price to come down, then come up, then come down and break a level, because what this is doing, it's showing strength to the either move toward the downside or to the upside. Now, of course, so far it's come straight down. Now, because it's come straight down, I do think that we're going to go up. Now, this all depends on several different factors. One thing that I love doing is using the fib tool. So here is the fib tool from the very bottom of the move to the very top of the move. I was looking for a potential bounce off of the 382. We did have bullish divergence at this level, and we still have bullish divergence. And once again, like most of this stuff, it's pretty much what I've explained already in the live streams, plus also the VIP videos that I do. When we have this low right here, and this is lower. So at any moment, this could be bullish divergence. Here, we were thinking we had bullish divergence. It did start going up, and it came right back down. Now, it's still, even though we came further down, it's still bullish divergence until it ends up moving up. And that's the thing, like nobody knows when it's going to happen. This is why we rely on our pivots. So now this is a confirmation of the bullish divergence. Okay. Right now we are crossing the 382. I was hoping we get a bounce there. The next level of a bounce is a 0.5. I absolutely love it when the price comes down to the 0.5. However, it can always go lower, or it doesn't even have to go to the 0.5. This is just an area that I personally love. And the reason I love it is because it's been I want to say the past like 6, maybe 8 months, we would normally see, going to 382, sometimes a 0.5. And then when we would get a bounce, it's a really nice, healthy bounce that breaks the high that was created prior to the move down. Whenever we have a move up, we expect to move down here. I'm expecting it to come down to at least here, about 50%. And it didn't. Once again, price can do whatever it wants. It does not have to come down because there's liquidity. Doesn't have to come down because there's bearish divergence, or the 200 SMAs down here, or anything. Price does what it wants. It ended up breaking this level, but finally when it broke this, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a pivot. Finally, when it broke this is saying that potentially we could short. However, because we're so close to this could have tricked us, come down, then shoot back up. This bearish idea becomes invalid once we cross this level. All this stuff that I'm showing you is extremely important. If you do not have a paper and pen, I strongly recommend you do this. take notes, because this is what's going to make you money. Then if it comes back down and it breaks this level, well, now our thought process to short is on. But if it does this and just faking everybody out, people are going to see a shoulder, a head, a shoulder, neckline, broke this level. Now we're bullish again, knowing that we have a level of resistance here where we could potentially come down and eventually break up. And the closer we get to the all-time high, the more bullish people are going to get. And this is why it's so incredibly dangerous to start shorting here. Could we have short? In hindsight, yeah, because look, it went down. But when we're in the moment, it could have easily come back up because of this. All right, so now that we went over Bitcoin, what do I think Bitcoin's going to do? I think Bitcoin potentially could find a bounce here and then come up. And now here's the hardest part about trading. We have to wait. Waiting is boring. Setting your alerts is boring. You know, going through all the charts, boring. You know, I just want to make money. However, we cannot make money without a plan. So knowing that we are pulling back to 0.5, this has a very high, in my opinion, probability that we might maybe come down a little bit more. Doesn't have to. Come up, get rejected right around this area to the 236 area, pull back. Hopefully we can find support either here on the 382 or slightly below, then come up. Once we break this, this is very strong that we're going to come up. We don't have to. Again, it could roll over. But this is more pointing towards maybe we go up because of this. Now, if we want to, let's say we want to scalp trade Bitcoin, okay? And this goes for any other coin as well. But let's just say, since we have Bitcoin up here, let's go to a smaller time frame, because what we're looking for is we're looking for a pivot so that we can enter a long. Here was a pivot that was broken, do a short. Here's a pivot, started coming up, more than likely would have been stopped out, create another pivot. Here's a pivot for a long. It broke this pivot, we go short. Now, the reason we're going short, we're not just flipping and flopping. There's a plan behind this method. The reason we're going short is because it would be healthy for this price action, the movement, for it to retrace. That's why we're going for shorts. It would be good if we broke this level, because now more than likely people are going to get super crazy bullish, just kind of like how they did here. It broke this level. What happened? Went up, kind of retraced a little bit, then just skyrocketed. And the reason for that is because we're so close to this all-time high, which could potentially be this week. You know, we mentioned that I believe at the beginning of this week, or maybe the end of last week, that this week we might hit all-time highs, and we might, nobody knows. So now on the 1 hour, we can see this starting to come up. We go to a 15-minute time frame. There's still no pivots. Going to a 5-minute time frame, still no pivots. What I want to see, could we enter here for, trying to catch the absolute bottom? Sure thing. However, we have a very high chance, since there is no pivot, that it may roll over and take out this low. If we come over here to this, we have a low, higher low. We have a low and a lower low. So this is bullish divergence that is currently playing out on the 5-minute time frame. When I'm scalping, I do like to do the 3-minute, which is right here. And the 3-minute, it's kind of, it is in between the 1 minute, which is, it moves way too much. There's way too many fake outs. And the 5-minute, which is good. But the 3-minute, it's right between. So I like trading the 3-minute. On the 3-minute, same thing. We have bullish divergence that is currently playing out. And if we were to enter this trade, I always use this as my cheat sheet. I have my 5 SMAs and also my VWAP. For the 9 SMA, price action is currently above it. If I was going to trade this, we're going to go over risk management in just a second. I would have my stop loss right underneath here, underneath this. Now, everybody puts their stop loss here. So if we get stopped out and then it comes up, not to worry, we just enter once it potentially breaks a high. Then for my target, my first target would be about here. So a 2-to-1 risk to reward, and then potentially here, let the rest ride. So this is target 2, and then hopefully it continues going up, and hopefully we caught the bottom. That's if we were to trade this. Now, if we trade this, the amount of leverage does not matter. First, I always thought leverage mattered, but it doesn't. The stop loss is what matters. And we're going to go over, actually doing a trade. Now, if we had, our 30 SMA underneath it as well, and then more than likely we'd enter this trade. Could we enter it now? Yes, of course. But let's see if we can find a better trade. If anybody has any coins they want to do, let me know. I was trading fart coin. So that's pretty much the summary for Bitcoin. We kind of went over Bitcoin, what it might do. I think it might come up. It's just a matter of when. Is it going to come down here to the 0.5 first and then bounce up? Or could this be the bounce since we do have bullish divergence? Very possible. Very possible. What I would like to see, though, even on this one, is for it to come up, maybe get rejected off the 30 SMA, come back down, and then here, as it's coming up, we could enter the trade because we have a strong chance of possibly breaking this, since currently it's potentially making a higher low. We have a low here, potentially higher low here. Enter the trade as it's starting to come up. Again, we scale into the trade where we don't put all of our money in, we put a little bit. And then once we break this level, more than likely this might happen. Once again, nobody knows. If we knew, everybody would be rich. All right. Okay. So I've been trading Fartcoin, and this one, let's go to the 3-minute time frame. And I missed this move too. I started doing other stuff. So 3-minute time frame, we're going to zoom in, and of course the price. So let's go over what happened already. I entered here, price was coming up. I did have a higher entry up here, and I am in higher leverage. Once again, the leverage doesn't matter. It's all about the amount of stop loss. Yes, we'll definitely do Shiba. So my price coming up here, and this was on the live stream too. And I said, you know what? I'm going to close out my trade. It's moving too much. And my higher entry here is kind of like, I wanted to hit, but I don't. Because if it hits, that means the price came all the way up here and I entered way down here and I am in high leverage. So I canceled my trade and I canceled my other entry and I took a loss. And I'm glad I did, because my stop loss would have been about here and I would have lost a lot of money. Too much. If I didn't have a stop loss, I would have probably been liquidated here. And what I did essentially what I did, I just cut my losses. I didn't like how strong it was looking. I mean, it had this really nice move, a pullback. I don't want it really breaking this level. And it did. And then some. It's like, nope. So as it came up here and it's rolling over, again, it's very difficult to do these kind of like entries because there's a lot of information. Plus, you have to do it fast. So I was like, yeah, I'll just do a live stream later. But I show you how to do all this stuff. I ended up entering my short once it broke this level. I entered my short, and it did really nice. When it came up here, I believe I closed out my trade, or my stop loss got hit. And then as it came in, it broke this level. I entered the short again, knowing that I have a pretty good chance it's going to come up. And this is why I always teach in the moment. So I entered here, thinking that the price was going to come up here. I don't want it breaking this level. If so, maybe here. But I really don't want it breaking this level. And sure enough, it came down. Beautiful. Started coming up. And I don't believe I have my stop. I think I have my stop loss here. I took profits though, for sure. This one was a great one. And ended up taking some profits. Then I got stopped out again. Okay. Now, price comes up again. Starts coming down. Now what I'm noticing lower highs. Very good, but we are having some higher lows, but this is fine. This is the part that I want because I'm just scalping on these shorts. Then we enter, then I entered a short again, I believe somewhere on here. And then of course it came down. I don't remember if I took all of this or not, but I'm out of the trade. Now I was looking at, I tried to enter, no, I entered here too. Like I said, I've been trading this one quite a bit. So I entered here, it came down and of course started coming up. I took profits and I got stopped out. And as this, so once again, you know, we're doing lower highs. As this started coming up, no, I'm sorry. This one I lost. This one I actually lost. I lost more money than I would have liked. But it's, you know, it's one thing as far as, you know, putting my money in there and having my stop loss. And for me, I don't like losing, of course. Nobody likes losing. And whenever I lose money, it's always more than I would like because I don't like losing money. So if I lose 10 cents, it's more than I like. I'll just put it that way. So the price came up. Why did I enter this trade? I think I entered it here, but it wasn't good enough for me to take profits. I think I entered it here once it crossed the level, and then it started coming up right away. And then my stop loss was higher. And I said, no, let me just move it down because I didn't like this movement. And sure enough, boom, got stopped out. And then it started doing this number. And I'm thinking, okay, let me re-enter again. I said, well, hold on. So of course, you know, the whole time I'm thinking and I'm talking to myself, hold on, we're trading this one quite a bit. Let's see, maybe now, because it's come down nicely. Let's see now if it's maybe going to come up. So I didn't. And then of course I started letting everybody know that we're going to go live. And sure enough, boom, it came down. It's like, great. And then it broke this level. It's like, I really don't want to chase it. I'm just going to wait. And sure enough, it comes down here. Okay. So that was the thought process. Are we having, we have a low, lower low, we have a low, lower low. So there is no divergence. Now, one thing that when it comes to trading, it's a lot of waiting. So let's go ahead and look at, let's go and look at this. Oh yeah, my alert for virtuals went off too. But we don't want to be into too many trades because again, the market might flip. So let's go and look at Sheeb. It's a 7.2 billion market cap coin. And man, this one looks so good for a short. Let's go to a daily. And the main thing on this one for this session is just basically finding setups. Well, not really finding setups because that will take too long, but to kind of go over the thought process on everything. So here we do have lower highs, lower lows. We really did not want to break this level, and we did. Came down, support, 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 broke it, resistance, resistance, came through, and then broke it again. So what we want to do is we want to break this level. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. We can see that it broke this level. Now it has come down quite a bit. This is on the 4-hour time frame. So it's been coming down. I would like to see a bounce up, but it doesn't have to. Look at this. It came down. I would have liked to see the bounce up here, and it continued coming down, and then finally did our retrace here, and then broke the level. Okay, so right now what I'm doing is I'm just looking at all the price action, all the ups and downs. I'm looking at the candle, the size of the candle bodies, also the wicks. And look at this, man. When it drops, it drops. And the big thing is, like, we just don't want to cross the high. Here, you know, coming here, in my thought process, it dumped. Great. Let's try to catch it for a long. Comes up. We wanted to cross this high. We don't want to cross this low. Crosses this low barely. Comes up. Crosses this high. Great. Now our long is looking better. Higher low. Perfect. Lower high. Not. It's kind of worrisome, but not so much. We really don't want it to break this level. Comes down, sure enough, breaks the level, get worried. Okay, here's the next level. We found a bounce on it, great, breaks the level, we're stopped out. You know, we're trying to go long, we get stopped out. What we're looking for are the breaks of these. It doesn't happen. So because we broke this, if we wanted to, we could change our mind and say, okay, well, let's go short until it breaks this. We go short, comes down, it doesn't stop us out. Continues coming down, continues breaking the lows, not breaking the highs. Well, this one, it broke the high, but not really. As far as our short goes, we didn't get stopped out. And then now kind of went sideways. And now we come over here. All right, so let's go to a smaller time frame. Oh, let's look for any kind of divergence. We do have bullish divergence. Oh, no, we don't. I didn't see this. We have a small one and then a lower low. We have a low and then a lower low. So no divergence there. The RSI is at 36.84 on the 4 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour. 1 hour. We came down pretty nicely. Potentially a bounce here. We do have bullish divergence. We have a low and a higher low. We have a low and a lower low. So we do have bullish divergence on the 1 hour time frame. So this could be like 1% or 101%. We never know how much divergence we're going to get. But I would think that we're going to come up not only because of the divergence, just because it went down so much. But I do think that we might come up. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame. And as I'm doing this, any questions, comments, concerns, issues, let me know. Okay, so right now what I'm doing is I'm just looking for more pivots. Same thing, we have bullish divergence, low. No bullish divergence, I'm sorry. We have a low, lower low, no bullish divergence. Okay, let's go to a 3-minute. So in my opinion, I think we're going to come up. So let me back up. If we break this level, I like it for a short. Right now, what is Bitcoin doing? Let's go to 1 hour. I like looking at the 1 hour time frame. Go ahead and hide this. Okay, bullish divergence in the 1 hour. Starting to roll over or roll up. Our volume is still low though. Volume is lower than the price action. So this is divergence unless we get more volume coming in. Okay. So Shiba. 4 hour. If we cross this, looking for a short. But until then, possible long. And again, these are just scalps. 15-minute. 3-minute. Let's do this. Put on our cheat sheet, double click. So we did cross the 3. We do have bearish divergence, high, higher high, high, potentially lower high. If we come up here like a straight shot really and break this, well then there's no more divergence. The chance of that happening is very slim, but it could happen. But I do think for this, we might come up here either to the 30 SMA or maybe even the 50, which would be even better because that will coincide with this. Go like this, pull back about 50% of this extension leg to about here, and then start coming up. And then now what we could do to kind of front run it, we could long it here, which is higher risk. And then this is the safer entry. But on this one, it would be safer to wait, especially since we have the bearish divergence. But the bearish divergence could take a while. It could come up here, and then bearish divergence kicks in, and then it changes direction, and it comes up. Now, if you wanted to, we could enter this, and we have a about 1.5% stop loss with a target of about 2%. So risk reward isn't really that great. Let's go to the next 3. So this would barely be, this would be a 2-to-1. Let's kind of zoom out a little bit. Hide everything. In order for me to be, let me put this back on. In order for me to be very confident, or at least more confident in this long, we would have to break this new white line that I just made. Oh, which corresponds with this too. And this, look at that. So this would be a safe, well, we have it already right here, safer entry. Now, it's aggressive. I was going to trade this one, but it's kind of aggressive. If we would have created a pivot and then we're breaking above it, I would definitely enter it. But for me, this one's a little bit too aggressive, but this would be my stuff. Now, Cookie, I've been looking at Cookie the whole time. Well, all day yesterday, really, because I wanted to keep on getting, trading it. Now, I did get wrecked on Cookie. I kept on trying to long it, and it would look good for maybe 2 minutes, and then it would reverse. And then, of course, after the woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda syndrome happened, it was like, okay, I should have just shorted, way up here. I'm thinking we're gonna come down. Now, whenever I'm drawing the path tool, and I'm thinking, okay, enter here, it might come down and then bounce up. There's a really high chance that this might, play out as far as it pulling back. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes hedging, it kind of confuses me because there's too many things on my chart as far as the numbers and what to move. I do hedge though, but I don't hedge a lot. I'm guessing if I hedged a lot, it would be just like kind of second nature. But if I would have hedged, again, the woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, if I would have hedged right around here, enter my long in case it ran up, but also do a short because I'm thinking it's going to pull back. My long, more than likely, I would have closed. No, I probably would have left it open. It would have come down, and then as it's coming down more and more, I more than likely would have closed out my long and just let the short play. And man, this would have just been an absolute killer. But the information on here, it says oversold bounce. Okay, so they're referring to this right here. When we're below our 30, that's what's referred to as oversold. We're really close to it. So could this be a potential bounce? Possible. Now, granted, whenever it's overbought or oversold, I never use that as a buy or sell indicator. This explains the strength of the price action. And right now we can see that the strength is very weak, and that corresponds with this, being so low. It said it's weak. Right now, there is no divergence on the 4 hour. Let's go to the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour, we have a low, higher low. We have a low, lower low. So this is saying bullish divergence. So right now we are showing a bounce possible, where we got a real nice bounce. And this is on this right here is technically an oversold bounce potential because it's coming up. It's underneath the 30 SMA. I'm sorry, the 30 level on the fib retracement. So we have bullish divergence, and the bounce is starting to happen. Let's go to a 15-minute time frame. Moon Dag, definitely look at that one. I want to enter this one for a long. We do have the volume coming down, but the price coming up, but the volume could pick up. Let's go to a 3-minute time frame. And we do have bearish divergence. This is higher than this. Price is lower than this. So this is saying to me that we might come up a little bit more, hit reject or resistance right around this level, pull back, and then come up, and then maybe do something like this. I'm still liking this one a whole bunch. Let me kind of zoom out a little bit. Okay, so this right here, this fib retracement, let me hide a bunch of stuff. What is all this stuff? Okay, so I don't need the fib retracement anymore because we exceeded this level and potentially coming up with the bounce. So what I want to do is I want to use the fib retracement tool, this time going from the top to the bottom. And the reason for that is so that I can see levels on the potential entry we're going to do. So hide that one, like this, these. Here's my little bounce zone that it did not go and bounce. And you get this, move this over. Put this here. I have a very strong conviction that I'm going to be entering this one. We're not too far away from the 9 SMA. So on this one, what is my stop loss going to be? Oof. So for me, I'm going to do a 7x leverage, and then I'm going to show you also stop loss, 7x leverage. Okay. So if it comes down, I'm looking for about here, about 50% before coming up. So now let's get into the portion of, risk management. Let's say I only have, let me see, can you all see this? Yeah. Let's say I only have $100 in this account, and we are currently doing cooking. Now I have $100 in this account, and here's my 9 SMA, here's my 30 SMA. We're above it, we're curving above. My VWAP hopefully will load up pretty soon. I'm going to go and do a 7x leverage. Now, the difference on this, again, the leverage doesn't matter, but it gives me a little bit of breathing room. And I already forgot what my stop loss was at. 1958. Okay, so I'm going to do this right here. Stop loss, 0.1958. Now I can, let's say I only have $100 in here. I only want to risk 1%, so I can only lose $1. So now, since I have my stop loss here, I'm moving this over and it shows it right down here, how much I can lose. Now this, I don't think is correct. It always does that. So I have to refresh the page. I don't know, my internet or what. So let's do this again. And then we'll move this a little bit over. Oh, I guess so. That can't be right. 7x leverage. I'm not a math whiz, but is that right? I'm only putting in $7. 7x leverage. So I guess I can only do $2. So when you use proper risk management, it is extremely boring, not sexy at all, very boring. But if I do lose this trade, I only lose 60 cents versus losing $8 or $20 out of my 100. Let's say I only had 100, then it would do that. So let's go into the trade. So here, so I want to click on the very last one. I'm on limit. I'm not doing market. I'm on limit. So I have this right here. I'm going to lose 50. I'm going to enter twice. That's why I'm only doing this. I'm going to go long. So you should go in short. Going to go long. So I have it here. Oh, it entered it already. Oh, cool. So it entered the trade, and my stop loss is, it didn't put my stop loss. What was it, 1958? Yeah. So I get this, 1958. Okay. So 28 cents. You see that? It said 50 something cents. I knew it didn't look right. Oh, wait. Did all of it go through? No, not all of it went through. So here, it only put $1. It still has partial fill. So it didn't use all my money. Okay. All right. So it didn't use all my money, and that's fine. If it runs, great. If not, then that's okay. So again, this right here is to show you the very boring, but very cautious ways of trading. 1% of your portfolio. Since I'm going to do 2 entries, I only want to risk 50 cents or at least less than $1 so that I could hopefully potentially enter the next one. So that's how you do it. You put your stop loss in first, and then if you have $100 and you want to only risk 1% per trade, then you slide this over and you look for the amount you can lose. And then based off of the amount you can lose, one, you either have to lower your leverage or lower your amount of margin so it only equals what you're willing to lose. So right now it says that I have $1 in the trade, and it might change in a little bit. So next we're going to look at Moonday. Now, again, depending on your risk management, you could potentially, put less leverage. And one thing I want to show is, okay, so this one doesn't have, since it's so little, I guess, normally I trade with more, it'll show, so here's my $2. So now I'm in 100% now, I believe. Oh, and then they did my stop loss now. 56 cents. So let me cancel this and cancel this, because I don't know if it will charge me twice. 1958. So let's go to here. Stop loss 0.1958. That way, just one, just in case there's any kind of confusion, or plus when it comes to moving it up, I can just move it up. Now, once again, if it does come down, what I'm looking for, it's something like this, about here, about 50%, and then coming up. Now, what I don't want is when it comes down, if it does this number, I don't want it breaking this level. If it breaks this level, I'll probably get out of the trade, because I don't want it breaking this, because now what it could do is this. I don't want that. What I want to see is if it comes down and comes up and then maybe comes down, now attack this to attack this, and then now we're home free. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Now, granted, do I trade with very, very safe, boring risk to reward management? Sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll have my risk management like 3% of my portfolio, sometimes 5. But I normally do the 5 and 3% when the market's a little bit better. There are some times, though, I'll do 3% or 5%. But when there's chop or when it's not so good, I love doing 1%. And granted, the wins, few dollars, but the loss is it's only $1 or 50 cents. Keeps you in the trades longer. Let's go here, or the market longer. Let's look at Moonday. So 172 market cap coin, awesome. So Moonday means Solana down 11%. Okay, on the daily. Tasty for a short. Let's check it out. Let's go daily. Let's see what we have here. And we kind of had this level already. Looks very nice, currently underneath it, so has 2 hours left on the daily. Here we were thinking potential bounce, but that obviously did not work. We do have very, very strong bullish div, and the bullish divergence did play out. The reason I'm saying it past tense is because now it rolled over. Not only did it roll over, but it broke the level. So the bullish divergence already played out. So if you happen to see this, is, oh man, there's bullish divergence, let me into the trade right now. No, it already happened. And then it rolled over. Let's go to a 4-hour time frame. On the 4-hour, we do have nothing. The RSI is 31. We broke this level. Very nice. Because of this nice little dump, I would not be surprised if it came up to about here, about this level, before potentially doing something like this. And now I'm looking at this right here. And then boom. So we're staying consistent with the lower highs. And for me, I don't like when they move just down. Could we enter now? Sure. But just like how Fartcoin did when we entered on this down, we expect it to potentially come up. And sometimes it goes up a little bit more than we want. So this is a perfect example of why it's very risky, but we never know because it could come down further and then come up here and then roll over. So, second moon deck. Let's go to a 1-hour time frame. Okay. Dump. Okay, let's go to a bullish divergence potential. We have a low, higher low. We have a low, lower low. So potential bullish divergence on the 1-hour time frame. Now, granted, before I even saw this, my thought process is this. So I'll just give you a heads up on that. 15-minute time frame. Same thing. Well, now I'll say no. I'll count this one low, lower low, low, lower low. So no divergence on this. We do see it potentially starting to curve up. We do have the volume coming down. So this is bearish divergence. However, more volume could come up or could go into it as the price is going up. Let's do a 3-minute. Very nice pivot and a retracement into the golden pocket of this move. Broke this level. I know we're looking for a short. And I've been thinking short the whole time. Eventually. But due to this massive movement down, just like this, massive movement down, we come up and then we break the level and we continue. Here, massive movement down, we came up, down, broke the level, great, and then we came up to come down. So it does take time. Double click here. In order for me to go short right now, and people love shorting like this part right here because it's kind of like the top, or maybe even right here, because it's the top. You know, it comes up here, we have a top, we have a top. They short right here, it comes down, they add to their order. That's great. However, with right now, everything dependent on Bitcoin, I like these more when they're not dependent on Bitcoin. And normally the memes aren't as dependent on Bitcoin as other coins. And that's just because usually they're lower market cap and they have a different volume, you know, buying the degens really, and you know everything's to the moon. So if we get breaks to the upside, there's a pretty good chance that it'll continue going up until we start getting breaks to the downside. Then we start going down. But right now, the majority of the coins are following Bitcoin. So that makes this one just a little bit more difficult as far as like trying to get a short. Here we're going long, and that one's currently doing well. Let's see here. In order for me to go short, I wouldn't be able to go short right now. I would need it to come up, to come down, and then break a level so I can go short on this. And then if it reverses and starts doing this number, there's a really good chance it's going to do what I think might happen as far as going up and then pulling back. Now, if Bitcoin, and that's why I hate this, because it sounds like I'm double talking. Like it's very obvious I'm double talking. One thing I hate is that right now everything's reliant on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes up, really good chance that this short won't play out. If Bitcoin all of a sudden just dumps, then there's a really high chance that all of these coins will also come down. And there will be a point where Bitcoin could be going sideways or up or down, doesn't even matter. And the levels on the coins that we're trading, whether they're meme coins or just any other coin, will be independent from Bitcoin. And hopefully that's alt season. And hopefully outperforming or continuing to outperform Bitcoin. But for this one, for me, like let's say it goes down right now. Would I enter? No, because there's no pivot. You might say this is a pivot, but not really. I want to see a defined pivot. Come down, pivot, come up. Pivot, come down, pivot, come up. That's what this is not a pivot for me. It's just a retrace, not a pivot. So for me, in order to go short on this one, it would have to break this level or go up, up, and then break the new level. For me, I would be more inclined to possibly long this just to go up to eventually go down. Again, scalp trading. I do like this for a short, 100%, but I think it might go up before it goes down. Doesn't have to. Let's just say it goes further down, because again, anything can happen. Let's say it goes further down, and then it goes sideways a little bit, and then it goes further down. And then finally, when it does decide to come up, now it comes up way up here, 50% of this move, way up here to now start coming down. And then now we could add to our entry here or into the trade if we missed it. And that's the big thing. Like these can just dump and not do this. This would be healthy. This would be reasonable if Bitcoin just decided to dump and dump hard. So I hope all that makes sense. But yes, I do like it for a short. Any other comments, questions, concerns, issues? Let's go look at Fartcoin. So Fartcoin, Fartcoin's gaining strength. I'm not sure if y'all see it or not, but Fartcoin on the 3-minute time frame is gaining strength. This is what I look at. This high, I don't want it to break for a long. This high, I don't want to break for a long. This high, don't want to break. 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 Let's look at the lows. So this was the low that we wanted to break, but it didn't happen. Started coming up, so we want to break this low. Didn't happen. We want to break this low. It happened. We want to break this low. It finally happened here. We want to break this low. It finally happened here. We want to break this low. Finally happened here. We want to break this low. Support. Now, granted, we did come up. We got, a pullback, an okay pullback from this to this. This is an okay pullback. Came down, Now let's examine this, because to me right now, this is looking stronger than what this whole movement's been. This whole movement's been looking really good for short. But let's go ahead and pull the fib retracement magnet tool. I'm actually going to use the highest point, which would be here, to the lowest point, which is here. And we can see the price action went up to the 0.5, which I like to see, came down, made a higher low, coming up, decision point. Here, what is it going to do? Is it going to come to take this, or rather, and this, to continue, maybe now breaking this? If it breaks this level, more than likely we'll come up to here to potentially reverse. This is what I'm thinking might happen. But just due to buying pressure and then this kind of getting weak, and I'm always looking at the strength of the move. Hopefully this isn't too messy. But this one's been moving really nice. And I want to show you up, down, up. Let me do this in thicker. Let's go blue. So up, down, then pretty much up, down, very nice big moves. Up, down, up, down, up, down. We got really weak. See that? So this could be potentially in the midst of rolling up. But if it does roll up, and again, small time frame, there's a lot of moves. I'm thinking it'll hopefully get rejected here, or maybe even do a double top, maybe down here, and then roll over. So that's what I'm thinking about there. Any questions, comments, concerns, issues? Trading with 1% of our portfolio, not sexy, very boring. You make $1, $2, you know, not sexy at all. The longer you're in the trade, the better it is. So how do you stay in a trade longer? For me personally, I have to be low leverage, 3x, 5x. Those are good low leverage trades that I can let it breathe. For me, for example, I was doing fart coin 20x leverage. That's nuts. I don't recommend anybody doing 20x leverage unless you kind of know how to trade a little bit. How do I say this? Unless you know how to trade kind of with the thought process happening really fast, because we're trading on very low time frames. So if it starts changing direction, it's like, uh-oh, you know what? Let me move my stop loss because I'm not liking how it's looking. If you can make those decisions that actually are better instead of just, you know, I don't like it, and you cancel it and then it moves the way you thought, it's like, oh man, if you do a lot of those, you're not ready yet, and it's okay. But yeah, I was doing a 20x leverage on Fort Coin, and you can see how much it moves. It moves a lot. It moves quick. So there was a lot of successful trades on this one. I think I lost like 3 times, I think. I think I won like 4, maybe 5 times. But the ones that I lost, they were mainly because it just didn't look right. I was like, you know what? Let me just close it. I don't like it. But that's that. Questions, comments, concerns, issues. We'll give it about 1 more minute to see if I see anybody typing. But this is pretty much, you know, risk management, very important. Also, kind of understanding the larger trend when you're trading. We did get into one, which was, I think, Shiba. Was it Shiba? I don't remember. Did I get sucked up? Oh, no, it's Cookie. Okay. So here I'm thinking possibly come down and then come up. It went up a little bit, well, down a little bit, up. So now my thought process, since it went up this much, yeah, this would be nice right at the 30. What I don't want it to do is I don't want it to make a pivot and then a lower high and then come back for this. Then I'll get stopped out. I lost the trade, no problem. If it bounces up, I'll re-enter once it breaks this level. Basically what I'm doing is I'm reducing my risk. I'm cutting my losses. Because let's just say I don't. let's say I stick with this, comes down, comes up, then it rolls over, and then it does this. I'm hoping that it's going to bounce. Bloop. I get stopped out. Ah, dang it. Or I can just move my stop loss to here. I get stopped out. Then it comes up, breaks this level. I enter the trade again, and then it does this number. And then now I just made up my loss that I took here because it could have easily come down here. And then now I'm in the trade again. But for me personally, like when I do low leverage, I can let it breathe. But if I'm doing high leverage, you know, and I'm seeing the 40% gains, 70% gains, 80% gains, I'm taking profit and I'm moving my stop loss. So I'll go and I'll get stopped out. Like for example, Fartcoin, like if I would have just, I think I entered it here. If I would have had a 5x leverage, you know, as it's coming down, great, coming up, uh-oh. You know, I'm still in profit, but I'm not in profit, as much profit. Comes down, even better. Comes up. As long as it doesn't break this, I'm fine. Comes down. So it allows me to, it allows the trade to breathe, and it allows, you know, for me to go do other stuff. But if I have high leverage as it's coming down, it's like, oh man, that's good money, you know, 40%, 80%, whatever it is, I'm taking some profit. And then as it's coming up, oh, stop loss, move it close, and then maybe get stopped out. And then just try it again. Oh, let me long it. Oh, let me short it. You know, just until it goes to one of the levels that I think it might go to. All right. So since there are no other questions, comments, concerns, issues, that's going to conclude today. I do thank you very much. Appreciate all the love and support on YouTube. Thank you for watching all of my videos and smashing the like and leaving comments. That does help support the channel tremendously. Please, you know, watch all my stuff. And by doing so, it puts it out in front of other people. And right now, we really need to help others so that they don't get bamboozled by groups that promise them all these empty dreams and promises. And, you know, we show you the reality of trading. So that concludes our scalping session, which included risk management, also thought process, and of course, answering some questions. Now, there are times where we'll do our scalping sessions or live screen shares that are private, where we have a lot of coins that are being, you know, asked about. And sometimes we'll get into like 2 or 3 scalpings. And sometimes these screen shares will go well over an hour, 2 hours, to just depend on how many coins we're in. And we see them to, you know, till they get stopped out or profits are taken. But if you have any questions, definitely let me know in the VIP chat. If you are a month-to-month, I strongly recommend getting the annual service because, again, well, you save a lot of money. And then also, I'm going to ask about a bonus because I'm thinking about giving you all a bonus for those of you who are current members. Now, of course, we do this exact prices. We do the moving of the stop losses. Also, I'm always in these charts so that if I see that the market's changing, potentially, then we can potentially, you know, close out some of our position, hopefully in profit, if not reducing our loss. And of course, this includes a lot of the thought process videos on our active trades, on trades that I'm looking at. And once again, if you have any questions, please let me know. And if you are not a member and you would like to be, or just curious about it, send me a message, trade_intuition on Telegram. And what I'll do is I'll send you a welcome video that explains what we do in the group. I do thank you. There's no sales pressure here. I have nothing to sell you. This is just what I offer. You know, you are literally leveraging your time because I'm in these charts all day long. And I'm able to see when the market might potentially be able to flip on us. And of course, knowledge is power. So I do thank you very much. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. I do thank you, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.